Welcome back to Tomahawk Talk, presented by Beach Benefits Insurance, and it's now time for our Walking with Wayne segment. And Walking with Wayne today is Jackson Holloway, senior for the boys lacrosse team here at North Myrtle Beach. And first, before we get started, an injured player, unfortunately, your senior year, and I heard you got the Connor Barnes syndrome with the little problem with the collarbone. But so how are you treating that? Obviously, not what you wanted your senior year to be like.
Yeah, a lot of rest. Definitely a lot of sitting around. So it's just a waiting game, with the fractured collarbone. So just got to wait around, wait, watch from the sidelines.
Praying to get the good report so you can get back out on the field. I heard you scored the first goal of the season, and then disaster hit.
Yeah, I had the first assist of the season.
Okay.
Yeah, and then that's what happened.
Well, we're going to have to walk here because it's Walking with Wayne. So how long have you been playing lacrosse? And maybe tell us about your position. There's a lot of people out there. There's a lot of persons right here that don't know a whole lot about lacrosse. So
I've been playing since 8th or 7th grade, so it's been a long time. I play midfield, so I play a lot of defense, a lot of offense. It's kind of like a two-way player, kind of a lot like soccer with the positioning. So like attack, midfield, defending. Sometimes I'll play attack. I play a lot of positions at North Myrtle Beach.
Well, you gotta. So I do know, and that's where I kind of pull my knowledge from lacrosse or for lacrosse is that it's a lot of soccer, basketball kind of mashed in together. And I traveled for many years with college soccer, so I do know about the defensive as far as the midfielders go, the defensive, and then turn it into attack. And we definitely need you back out on the field because I heard you're one of our most dangerous guys going forward. So have you got expectations at least, or I know you've got high hopes, but think we're gonna see you back out there before the end of the year?
Yeah, I'm hoping to make it for the last half of the season, the last 6 or so games before playoffs. So if I could be back before playoffs, I'd be pretty happy because playoffs is big time.
You got to get back in there. I mean, I do know one thing about lacrosse, like soccer. There's a lot of running involved, so a lot of fitness involved, and that's probably, other than the fact that you can't throw, you can't swing with the stick, with your collarbone, but at the same time, you can't go out and train because you can't run because you can't be jostling that. So you got two things that you're going to have to get back once you are able to come back.
Yeah, shoulder mobility is definitely needed in lacrosse. So hopefully when I'm back, I can jump right back into it.
So outside of lacrosse, what do you like to do? What other sports or just things outside of the sports world?
I work a lot, so I have a job. That takes up a lot of my time. But hanging out with friends is what I like to do outside of lacrosse.
Well, I got to ask, where do you work?
Adidas. So,
So we can get a discount?
Yeah, I'll get you a discount.
Oh, the friends and family discount. So, what do you want to do after you graduate? What are your plans for future? I mean, I've asked this question. I ask this question all the time when we're doing this, and some of them, they've got their whole career, their whole life mapped out, and then sometimes I interviewed a freshman and asked them, they don't even know what they're doing next year, much less for their life. But what are your plans after North Myrtle?
I'm hoping to pursue a business career at Lander University. That's where I'm planning to play lacrosse at. And I'm not too sure from there, but, business degree is what I want to.
Yeah, and I do remember. I'm glad you said that because I did see where you had committed to Lander. So congratulations, and good to see you continuing on your playing career. So Let's talk, I guess, just one of the questions, and this is another kind of maybe a dumb question, but from my point of view, growing up here in North Myrtle, but in the South, lacrosse isn't really a sport that anybody thinks of. And then now, obviously, that's changing over the last few years. So what made you want to play lacrosse?
Baseball was a big sport for my family growing up. Everybody played baseball, and I played for a lot of years. But, I wasn't very good, and I was kind of losing my, passion for the sport. So, and I saw it on TV. I was like, what's that? To my dad one day. And I just decided to try it out. It looked pretty fun, violent, so I wanted to try.
Yeah, I was gonna say, well, that would be like me if I would have been able to play, because I probably had more like your frame, maybe even a little smaller when I was here. But one thing that I did have was speed, so I always sit there and look, and I was like, man, you're gonna let me run around and have a stick and get to hit people. So that was it's kind of like football with a weapon.
I always wanted to play hockey growing up, but we moved away from Michigan, so kind of took that out of the picture for me.
Yeah, not much ice down here except for a few weeks ago, but it didn't stick around too long. And that's we've got a lot of that going on though. A lot of course, this has always been a place. We get a mesh of people moving in from everywhere, but I know there's been a lot of talk over at Coastal Carolina about adding an ice hockey rink or something because of all the not the students over there, but also the number of people moving in. So yeah, that's and I love hockey. I've never played it. I can't skate but I love to watch it. I love to watch it in person. Don't like to watch it on TV, but in person, it's a fun sport to watch, especially when they start swinging.
Definitely.
So where'd you grow up in Michigan?
I grew up in Grand Rapids, kind of in the Lansing area. Yeah, for 8 years I lived there and moved here.
So that make you a Michigan State fan?
Yeah, it does make me a Michigan State fan.
Yeah, I don't think you live up in that area. And if you'd have told me you were a Wolverine fan, I'd know why you moved out of Lansing. So, well, folks, that's going to do it. Thank you very much for joining us. And don't go anywhere. We're going to be back with more Tomahawk Talk presented by Beach Benefits Insurance. And that was my interview. Now, we videoed that a couple of weeks ago with Jackson Holloway. At the time, he was still coming back from a shoulder injury and was not cleared to play yet. He has since been cleared. So let's give you an update on Jackson Holloway, because we talk about him being one of the best players he is and would be the leading scorer on the season if he had played, and here is a point that will show you exactly that. He has played in 4 games this year. 1 before he got injured, did not score. He has been in 3 since. 10 goals, 9 assists in the 3 matches since coming back from that injury. In the first game back against Socastee, he had 3 goals and 5 assists. Then he followed that up with 5 goals against Myrtle Beach, and then 2 goals and 3 assists against Carolina Forest. So Jackson Holloway, welcome back to Coach Lytle's squad, the boys lacrosse team here at North Myrtle Beach High School. And if you haven't seen boys lacrosse and the style of play by the Chiefs, get out here. Season's almost over. I think they've only got 2 home matches left. We will get those schedules. I'll let you know when they're playing, but get out here and watch those young men play.